Morning, New Zealand. Napoleon Bush speaking. Now, I'm here in Alexandra, and I've been driving down the country, down the South Island, doing a few projects. I've had a lot of time to think about things and what's happening with New Zealand and the world. And I think I've got quite a good insight, actually, into what's happening with the lockdowns, the V that's being, I see it's, I can't say the word, can I? Because we're not allowed to have an opinion. I was watching some, well, it was RT on the TV here in the motel room last night, and they had a lot of German people commenting on what was happening with one of the V's in Germany, and they've recalled it, haven't they? So, but they rolled out about 4 people, and they were pretty average sort of people. But one of the girls there, she said, "Oh, it's such a problem with everyone having an opinion," and it's like, wow. So we're not allowed an opinion. I think the German people are great people, aren't they? You know, they're great people. But look what happened to them in the 1930s. And, you know, they were propagandized into oblivion. They bought into the socialist, the National Socialist hook, line and sinker, didn't they? They had the whole country on board. And look what happened there. Yeah. It's happening again though, isn't it? You know, we've got operatives in New Zealand. I think there's some of these media operatives in New Zealand, and you probably know who I'm talking about if you're actually paying attention. And yep, they're doing exactly what media operatives or propagandists, information terrorists, as I call them, guys, start using that word, information terrorists. The New Zealand media are information terrorists. They're scaring the living daylights out of people. Anyway, these guys are probably similar to the guys that were in Germany in the 1930s, weren't they? You know, brainwashing the public, getting them on board on the socialist road to hell. Anyway, I'll get to the point of the video that I decided to make this morning. Right, so how are they going to enforce their V rollout? Okay, so I've just been getting back into work. I've been doing some safety courses, right? Now, what they've done, and this was under national actually, guys, is they have Health and Work Safety Act, the Health and Work Safety Act 2015, right? It's probably got that wrong, but they brought out a new Health Safety at Work Act in 2015, right? So we got a copy of that when we went to one of these courses. In there, they've got a provision for biological hazards, right? And so the owner of the business, he has to identify hazards, and he has to reduce the risks or eliminate the risks to an acceptable level for his employees and for the customers coming in, right? And if he gets caught not reducing these risks or putting his employees in harm's way, he's up for 5 years in jail, $600,000 fine, right? But so they've got this little one page that covers biological hazards. Right down the bottom of the page, it says the way to reduce biological hazards is perhaps vaccination. They leave it nice and wide open. They don't tell you what to do, but they offer that solution. So, what the last 12 months of information terrorism has been about convincing you that you're a biological hazard to others, to your granny, and that everyone else is a biological hazard to you. They want us to be scared of each other, right? That's in a nutshell. That's what it is, right? And they
So the PC, we've got our Bill of Rights, okay, and that says that we don't, we can refuse medical treatment, right? And we also shall not be subjected to medical experimentation without our consent, right? And also that we shall not be discriminated against for a range of reasons, like political beliefs, religion. You know, we can't be discriminated against. And also, I would say, our vaccination status, right? So we've got that, and we think, great. And I was under the impression that what Andrew Little would be doing was he'd be going to change that, right? But no, they're smarter than that, aren't they? The sneaky bastards. Deceptive socialists. What they're doing is they've got a road track, or they've got a track around the side. They're going around our New Zealand Bill of Rights, and they're actually going to put the compliance onto the business owner, or the PCUB. Person conducting a business unit is the vernacular in the legislation. PCUB. It's really hard to get your head around, but I've had a lot of time thinking about it, and I've figured it out. I reckon I've figured it out. And so what will happen is if you've got, say, 4 employees, and one of them says, no, I'm not having that bloody thing in me, no, stuff you. The person running the business unit, or the owner, he will be in the gun if he allows that person to come to work, because that person is now a biological hazard to the other 3 people in the office or the workshop, and also the customers coming in, right? So they'll have compliance officers, anointed brown shirts, coming around to private businesses. Where is your V passports for your people? Right, this guy hasn't got one. Right, you're off to the jail. The owner, you're up for $600,000 fine. It doesn't matter if anyone got sick. He has put people at risk of, or he's allowed a hazard, and he hasn't mitigated the hazard with a medical treatment. So that's how it's going to work, guys. I'm going to be speaking a lot more about this. I'm going to do some speeches up there at the Cenotaph. I'm thinking of actually going to Wellington and doing a speech on the Parliament's steps, and starting a national campaign to have this legislation amended, because we are biological entities. We've got no recourse. We're guilty without trial. We're pre-crimed. We are walking hazards. This is what they've done to people. I know I've taken a while to get to this, so I'm hoping you've stuck with it, and if you're still watching, this is it. We are walking biological hazards, and that is what the whole information terrorism has been about, is changing the paradigm in the population's mind, in the individual's mind, that everyone else around them is a biological hazard. And you've got to be scared of them. And what they're doing is they're rolling out the V, right? And that's meant, but we all know that's not going to work, or not going to be the end of it, because it'll have a V passport. This will be like a New World Order global ID for each individual, right? And you will be discriminated against. You won't be able to go to work if you don't have it. You won't be able to travel. I don't know, they'll just think there'll be never-ending discrimination. You'll be pressured into actually taking it. But looking at some of the side effects overseas, looks pretty hard work, eh? You know, we've already had one guy up at MIQ up in Auckland, had two of his shots, and didn't tested positive. Does it work? I don't know. But why would you risk yourself, you know? Autoimmune response. I've actually had an autoimmune response from a flu vaccine 6 years ago. We all, as a young family, wife and me, 2 kids under 5, went down and had the flu vax. A month later, my body attacked itself. Can I prove it? Can I prove that was that? I can't. And the same thing will be with this this mass rollout of this thing that's not even approved by the FDA. The FDA has approved none. The FDA has approved none. Released them for emergency distribution. And so there you go. This is probably going to get a strike, isn't it? Because I've sort of talked quite a bit about it. I haven't mentioned it too much, but the crux of it is that they've got legislation in place. 2015, National did this, right? I was actually going to go along to my local National MP, and go up to see another one up in Auckland, another guy that's stood up for against the COVID response bill, and get him. But I was sort of a little bit dubious about doing that, because it was National that brought it in. And we all know National just basically blew commies. I mean, we need a total change, guys, a total change in the political landscape in New Zealand. And how are we going to do it? You know, New Conservative tried to get up last election, 1.5%. Big effort was put in. I was helping. But what happened with that, you know? I've been talking to a lot of people as I'm driving down here. The whole South Island went red, went commie. No, I haven't met anyone talking to them, because I'm, you know, it's what I talk about. They can't believe it either. What happened with our election, guys? Jesus, you know. Look, there's a lot more bigger people out there in New Zealand. Where the hell are they? Smarter people, more connections than little old me. What is going on with people? Why aren't they standing up? This is what's happening with this whole COVID thing. It's worse than Nazi Germany and the persecution of the Jews. It's actually worse, guys. People that... there was an old lady. She says it's actually worse. 95 years old, survivor of the Holocaust. She says what's happening today in the world is worse than what the Nazis did. God, we've just got to stand up, guys. Jesus. Anyway, this is getting a bit on, isn't it? So I'll probably do a shorter video, but I think I'll post this up just so you know what I'm up to. And yeah, we've got a few other good old boys down here, and we're going to go and stay with one for the weekend over Easter, and his wife, Christian people, and you know, just meeting. Really meet people, you know, instead of just on Facebook or, well, I'm not on Facebook, am I? Not allowed to speak too much truth. You know, meet people of like minds, and to try and save this country of ours, make our country great again. That'd be great, wouldn't it? You know, stop the destruction of our industry, our scale manufacturing. You know, that's a big thing for me. Anyway, I'll leave it at that. It's ranting on a bit. 13 minutes it says here. Okay, see ya.